Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome out to Anthem City Church Online. As always, I am so stoked that you guys are here with us today. And so I want to talk to you real quick about a guy named Gideon. And his story relates to your story, and it relates to my story. And Gideon is a guy who lived way back in the Old Testament in a book called Judges. And his story takes place in Judges 6 is where it begins. And so at this point in history, the Israelites are getting destroyed by a group of people called the Midianites. And so God shows up in the middle of this moment, and he shows up and he finds this guy named Gideon. And Gideon is threshing wheat in the middle of a wine press. Kind of raises a little bit of red flags there. Why? Because the Midianites were destroying all of the crops, and so he goes to a place where they wouldn't expect it so that he can keep some of the food for his family. And I love this story. This story is incredible, and this story is amazing. At this point in life, Gideon and his entire family and the existence of the Israelites is threatened drastically, and things are not going well at all. And maybe you're in a similar situation in your life. You feel like, man, everything in my life is falling apart, nothing's going well, and this is just terrible, and it's awful. And I don't know how we're gonna get out of this. I don't know how this is all gonna be turned around. Nothing good ever happens to our family. And so God shows up in the middle of this moment, and it's really beautiful. And this is so awesome. I love it. I love it. Here, check it out. So the angel of the Lord appeared to him. This is verse 12, Judges 6:12. The angel of the Lord appeared to him and said, "Mighty hero, the Lord is with you." And the first thing out of the gate, God shows up and he speaks what's inside of him that he doesn't know exists. Oh, come on. There are things inside of you that you do not know exist, that God knows exist. And he shows up in Gideon's life and he says, "Hey, the Lord is with you, you mighty warrior." Whatever circumstance or situation that you're in right now, I want to say the Lord is with you, you mighty warrior. The Lord is with you, you mighty warrior. Well, it doesn't feel like it. The Lord is with you, you mighty warrior. And then the angel of the Lord begins to have this dialogue and this conversation with him, and he tells him that he wants him to go. And he starts pouring into him the life and the value that's inside of him that he doesn't know exists. Let's continue on reading really quick. So verse 13, "Sir," Gideon replied, "if the Lord is with us, why has all this happened? And where are all the miracles our ancestors told us about? Didn't they say the Lord brought us up out of Egypt, but now the Lord has abandoned us and handed us over to the Midianites?" And here we go. This is good. Verses 14, "Then the Lord turned to him and said, 'Go with the strength that you have and rescue Israel from the Midianites. I am sending you.'" Verse 15, "But the Lord replied, 'How can I rescue Israel? My clan is the weakest of the whole tribe of Manasseh, and I am the least in my entire family.'" Basically, Gideon is not the guy that you're going to pick to be on your team. He comes from the smallest, weakest clan, but his family is the weakest inside of that. He's the weakest of the weak of the weak. And I love this story because God just tells Gideon to go in the strength that you have. And I think it's beautiful because I think so many times in your life and in my life, we start looking around, seeing all the things that we don't have, and we capitalize on those things, but we overlook the things that we do have. And God is not interested whatsoever in your inability. He's only interested in what you do have. He says to Gideon, just go in the strength that you have. And I love this because what God is saying is like, I'm not asking you if you can do it. I'm just asking you if you're willing to do it. Go in the strength that you have. Go in the strength that you have. And I love saying it this way, is that God loves to show up where faith and action collide. It's not about you, it's about him. You go in the strength that you have. He puts his super on your natural, and he will do absolutely incredible, amazing things. And so I gotta ask you right now, in the middle of your circumstances, in the middle of your situation, maybe it looks terrible, maybe it looks awful, maybe it looks like it's going to end, and it's going to end really, 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 really soon. Could it possibly be in the middle of your moment right now that God is saying to you, you fill in your name, whatever that is, my name, Ryan, go in the strength that you have. You put your name there right now, blank. Do it right now, say your name, say it out loud, I don't even care. Blank, go in the strength that you have. I think we get so consumed and so focused on what we don't have that we overlook what we do have. But the only thing that God is interested in is what you have. He doesn't care if you have the capacity. He doesn't care if you have the ability. He doesn't care if you have the resources. He doesn't care if you have the education. He doesn't care if you have the money. He doesn't care about any of that. He only asks, will you go? He's not asking you if you have the capacity to actually perform what he's calling you to do. Go in the strength that you have. I think we need to focus in on that. I think we need to focus in on what can I do? I don't have a whole lot, but I can do this. What is that thing that you can do? And you know what's beautiful about that? That's enough. That's enough. You may not be able to do what your neighbor can do. You may not be able to do what your best friend can do. You may not be able to do the thing of what the people that you look up to can do. But you can do something. And whatever it is that you can do, that's enough in the hands of God. God will fill the gap of your inability to accomplish what it is that He's called you to. All you do is you bring what you have, and He'll bring what He has. And in the hands of God, that is always enough.